This is supposedly WVU football going deep, but I am a phenomenally frazzled Forrest Poston, so I don't know how deep things may be today. Just in way of relatively quick explanation, those of you who've been watching regularly have seen Bob, one of our cats, in the videos, and right about now, our exceptional vet is doing her damnedest to buy Bob some additional time. See if we can come up with some things that'll work with the medicines. And, well, his odds aren't very good. Meanwhile, for some good things, we had press conferences with Tyler Allen, Brandon Yates, and Garnett Hollis. I think Hollis is the one you'll be most excited about, particularly since we haven't heard from him before this. And I am going to save him for last. Yes, I am. In the meantime, of course, I would appreciate it if you share, subscribe, click the thumbs up, make comments, click the subscription bell, and tell your friends. Going to be fairly quick. Like I said, not going to go into a lot of depth. Most of what we heard is kind of what you might expect to hear, what we would hope to hear. Not hearing, well, really, not hearing negatives and not hearing hedging. Coaches and players all continue to be very up on this team and this season. Tyler Allen, talking about Greene, basically all of the work on touch is showing. And he went back and looked at Greene's numbers for Fall Camp 2023, compared them to Fall Camp 2024, and the numbers do prove the observation. He not only looks like he's doing better, the numbers say he's doing better. So those who've been wondering, yes, it is actually happening and showing. Hold on a second. Reminder to take my meds. I guess I timed this recording rather badly, but Nico Marchiol, in the last 12 months, Marchiol has become a new quarterback mentally and physically. And I did a video with people down on Marchiol. Oh, he doesn't have it. He'll never be more than a backup. Blah, 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 blah. Give the kid a chance. And well, they gave him a chance. They gave him some coaching. And he is turning into the quarterback he was recruited to be. And this is not what he was recruited to be his freshman year. We're into year 3. He showed the improvement in the spring game. Some people said they didn't see it. Don't know how you could miss it. The one improvement that Tyler Allen specified was that Marchiol is better with defenders around him. So when he is under pressure, he is doing better. And we have a good line, but there is going to be pressure. So you always want a quarterback who is good under pressure. You hope for one like Greene, who is better under pressure. Greene's numbers under pressure is a 2-minute offense, and pressure from defenders make Greene better. Now, they didn't his early years, but he has, aged. He's still a kid, in my view, but he's getting to be a pretty mature kid. Ryder, he is an improvement to the room. which is actually, when you consider this room, that's quite a compliment. Smart picked up the offense in like 2 weeks. Of course, learning the offense and running it on the field are different things. That second one takes repetition. So no, I mean, we're not expecting Ryder to step in and take over. But if, heaven forbid, we should have to play him, it would not be a complete disaster in terms of his play. Losing 2 quarterbacks is always a disaster, but hold on just a moment. Okay, they're not leaving a message. Okay, now back to the video. I think basically, Ryder has good arm talent. Everything else will have, should develop, but again, time. This is a redshirt freshman. Wilkins, a lot of talent, never had to do a lot of the things that he has to do at West Virginia. And that's the thing with a lot of these really good quarterbacks in high school. They don't have to do some things because they're good enough to get by without it. So Wilkins is one of those. Greene went through something similar, but Wilkins has the talent. He's been making some particularly good throws of late, developing. Of course, he didn't come in until summer, late summer, somewhere in that range. Brandon Yates asked how well he's doing. He says he is coming into his own, has improved both physically and mentally. When he moved from tackle to guard and now center, he did have to change his body type. Has put on about 20 pounds compared to when he played tackle. And as usual, because these players have figured out what's helping them. So he credited Mike Joseph and the nutrition program, but also said with making changes like this, 90% nutrition and 10% doing the workout. And I don't think he would have said that a couple of years ago. Well, our nutrition program really just hit its stride a couple of years ago. We are doing some very good things. Players are buying in. So, a pleasure to listen to Brandon Yates. I mean, he's been around long enough to have more things to say, and mentioned, the O-linemen are largely not just the biggest guys on the field, but some of the oldest, particularly him and Malone. And one of the young guys mentioned being born in 2006, which made Yates feel very old, feel like it's time to finish college and move along. And of course, I look at Yates and say, what a kid. It is all comparative, man. So much is comparative. But, okay, edit number 2. Essentially, Yates talked about the chemistry in the mostly offensive line, but did talk about how the offensive line has to be leaders for the whole team, not just within the room, because they are some of the older guys in there. Now, I like Brandon Yates. Watching him give an interview is interesting. Garnett Hollis is in a class of his own. Yes, he is a graduate transfer, I believe. He's an older student, not as old as Yates, but he is mature, he is smart, and he's together. And being together is a bit different from being mature. He's also funny. But he's one of these guys in an interview who picks up on either what the reporter is asking or some bit of it, and runs with it very well. He doesn't just give set answers. He is a thinker. And of course, one of the questions was about Northwestern being the smart kid school. But he is a guy who, he does think, he plays well, he is going to be a guy you want to follow after football or through football. I mean, he is probably going to play in the NFL. I could easily see him being a coach. And I mean, I could see him just being a speaker on any subject. I'm glad he's here. And I think he will be much like Beanie Bishop in becoming a true Mountaineer very quickly. Maybe he already is. We'll see about that. With the recruiting, wanted to be where he was wanted, which is a common theme we're hearing this year, last year as well. It's all about, again, culture and family, getting the guys who not just want to be where they're wanted and where they feel needed and like family, but the ones for whom West Virginia University, Morgantown, really is that this is the place that feels like and becomes home for them. There are other guys who have those same interests, but Morgantown isn't necessarily the perfect one for them. And that's fine, great, and dandy. Otherwise, we wouldn't have enough teams to have so many conferences and all the talk about conference realignment. But he also said it was particularly the coaching staff because the things they focused on were the right things for him. Said a lot of the other teams, they were talking about the wrong stuff. They were saying the wrong things for him. Might have been fine for somebody else. But he really liked the way the coaches approached things. The fact that Beanie Bishop went to Consensus All-American and looking to be on the Pittsburgh roster made a difference. Also talked to Bishop. And, the coaches saying the right things and how they coached. He wanted coaches who do coach, who work on technique and the different specifics. And Bishop confirmed what they say is real. They say this, they do this. And of course, Coach Brown's made a big deal out of that you have to, be the person you claim to be. Otherwise the guys are going to get here and they're going to be unhappy. But Coach Brown doesn't just say it, he does it. And again, so it is consistent. And he likes Shadon Brown's particular coaching techniques, which is something Brown talked about, and how he's a little bit different in teaching guys to play through the receiver rather than turning too soon to play the ball. We'll see how it all works out. Also mentioned being a championship team is currently the standard among the team. This is what they say. This is how they think. Championship is the standard. Talking about big crowds, because he liked coming to West Virginia, where the game on Saturday is the big thing in not just the town but the state. mentioned that he's played in front of big crowds before, but they weren't rooting for him. So he is looking forward to playing in Morgantown in front of a loud, rowdy crowd who is rooting for his side. That will be different. And I've said things like this, but Garnett Hollis says this can be a top 25 defense. He has played on a good defense. He has played against teams with good defenses, good offenses. He's got some experience, and I say he's smart. Not just because he agrees with me. I think top 3 in the conference, maybe higher. But there are reasons to believe that this will be a particularly good, memorably good West Virginia football team. Offense, defense, and special teams. It's gonna be fun. Okay, I have things I do need to do, including editing a lot of things out of this this video. But I will be talking to you at some point. Thanks for watching. So long.